Good morning, students. Today we are going to start Chapter 2 Consumer Equilibrium from your Microeconomics. It is a very important chapter and it is very interesting also because here we are concerned with the consumers and we ourselves are the consumers. As you are already aware, in the last chapter we were talking about some basic concepts and we introduced you with the economics, microeconomics, and also we talked about the production. We talked about the producer as such, and we discussed the production possibility frontier, which is related to the producer. So this is the way we are moving. In the last chapter we talked about producer. In this chapter we are concerned with the consumer. So if you see, economics is not about a concept to be talked about in a in a framework where it is standing alone. These are all related things. So we will be going further in the subject also, and we will be relating everything. We will be talking about first consumer, then we talked about we then further will talk about the market. So this is all related. Fine. So without wasting much time, let's begin with the very interesting chapter. I personally like this chapter because in this you will really get to know what economics is all about. You will understand the concepts, the theoretical as well as the practical concepts in the subject. So, beginning with the chapter, the first term consumer, what is a consumer, who is a consumer, is very important to know. We all are consumers as such. What we do, we buy goods and services, correct? This is what we do. And why do we buy the goods and services? We are buying them for our satisfaction. Satisfaction is a term which is used here, which generally means we need to satisfy our wants. Okay, we are purchasing goods because we want them. Okay, we need them as such. So that's the reason we buy the goods and services. So main aim of a consumer is maximizing his satisfaction with the given income. So as students, you have already done the concept of scarcity. Once again I will talk about it here. When the resources are limited, okay, the resources, we talk about natural resources here. Resources are limited and we have our unlimited needs and wants and desires. So we have a choice, we have alternative use of the resources. We can use it, we can use the resource for the important needs of ourselves. So that was the concept of scarcity, which applies here to the consumer also, because of limited income, which is his resource, limited resource. Unlimited want, okay, he with the given income he will buy so many, he has options to buy so many goods and services, he has to choose among them, so he will be able to maximize his satisfaction. So we actually use the concept of scarcity in this particular consumer and his aim. Now what is further given? Cardinal utility approach. There are two approaches given in the consumer equilibrium. One is the cardinal utility approach, other is the ordinal utility approach. Okay, so very important to understand, this cardinal utility approach was given by Alfred Marshall. You must everyone know this, and you should remember this, that this approach was given by the very famous economist who is Alfred Marshall, And we will discuss, first of all, we will discuss the cardinal utility approach of consumer equilibrium. These are the two approaches of consumer equilibrium. In the first approach, we will talk about utility. What is actually a utility? Utility, as given here, is want satisfying power of a commodity. It is the definition. And if we talk about utility, we are talking about a consumer, and we are talking about his buying of goods and services for his satisfaction. But in the utility, we try to measure the satisfaction that he is actually getting from a particular commodity that he is buying. I've also written it here. Tells us the amount of satisfaction consumer attains by consuming goods or services. So we are actually now trying to quantify his satisfaction from a consumption of good. So utility is a term which can be measured numerically, okay, and it is actually measured in term of utils. Utils जो होते हैं, they are the measure of utility. You know, scale में जब आप scale measure करते हैं, you have given centimeters over there. Centimeter is the scale of measurement, okay. Here our utility is measured with the help of scale. The scale which is used is utils, okay. So util is an imaginary concept as such. It is a psychological or imaginary concept because we are giving numbers to utility, to our satisfaction, okay. If I like apples more, I give more. For example, it gives me 10 utils of utility, okay. And more than apple, I like oranges. So I will give it a number which is greater than the utility which I have given to util number which I have given to apples. So I given 15 utils. So imaginary numbers. There is no concept that how I have given it 20 or how I have given it 10. But I know that the commodity I am getting more satisfaction from, I will give it more utils, and the commodity which is giving me less satisfaction, I will give it less utils accordingly. So these are numbers, imaginary numbers, and numbers given to the level of satisfaction or the amount of satisfaction a person is deriving from consuming a commodity, a given commodity. So I was talking about myself here. I was giving this example for myself. I like oranges more than apples than banana, okay. But it is a concept which is different from person to person. I like it more. May you not be liking that more. May you like banana more or some other fruit, if I'm talking about fruits. So this is a concept which varies from person to person, and everyone has a different idea for their own likings and dislikes, okay. So let's further talk about utils. We said that utility can be measured in utils, and utility can also be expressed in terms of money, okay. So utils can, here one util is identified to as, for example, 1 rupee. This is an example. There can be a case where 1 util can be equal to 5 rupees also, all right. But the main thing which we need to understand here is utility can be expressed in terms of money as well. So utils can be identified in terms of money as well. For example, I can assign 1 util 1 rupee. So if ice creams give me a utility of 20 utils, then I can also say that the ice cream utility in terms of rupee is rupees 20. If it was 5 rupee, 1 util 5 rupee, then 20 utils will be bought with the help of how many rupees? 100 rupees, okay. So depend upon the concept here, depends upon the how much rupee is equal to how many utils. Accordingly, I have expressed my utility here in this example in terms of money. So we are able to understand a new concept. We are able to understand who is a consumer, what is his aim. We are able to understand what is there are two concepts, and we talked about one concept here, that is cardinal utility approach. We talked about what is utility, want satisfying power of a commodity. We talked about what is utils. Utils is a measure of utility, and then we can give utils to different commodities that we consume. Util can also be expressed in can also be expressed in terms of money, or utility can be expressed in terms of money as well. Now I will talk about the concept of total utility. Okay, so I consumed some units of a commodity. For example, I consumed ice cream, and I consume not only one ice cream, I consume 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is written over here. So I consumed so many units of a few units, you can say, of a given commodity. So the first ice cream is utility 1, second ice cream I had given me utility 2, third ice cream I consumed given me utility 3, and so on. So all the utilities, if I add, okay, from all the different units of the given good, if I add all the utilities, I get the total utility here. First ice cream gave me 20 util, second 16 util, and then third ice cream gave me 10 util. I add all of them, and what did I get? I get 46 utils in total. So what is total utility? It is the satisfaction we get by consuming all the possible units of a given commodity. So very simple. So we are talking about here only one good, but we are talking about many units of a given good. Like if I talk about apples, first apple I consume 5 apples. Give me different utilities. Total utility of 5 apples will be by adding the utility I get from each apple that I consumed. It give me total utility. Coming on to the concept of marginal utility. What is marginal utility? Additional utility, which I can get by consuming an additional unit of a given commodity. Okay, so what could be the additional utility? How can we get an additional utility? Like I was consuming ice cream here in this case. The first unit get me 20 utils. The second ice cream get me how many utils? By consuming 2 ice creams I get 36 utils in total. This is what given over here. One ice cream 20 utils, second ice cream 16 utils, and total utility from the 2 ice creams is 36 utils. If we talk about marginal utility, it is the change in utility or additional utility. So when I consume an additional unit, how much utility did I get? Let me just take it in the form of a table here, so it will be better to understand. We talked about marginal utility and we were trying to discuss numerically. So if you see here, I was talking about first ice cream 20 utils, second ice cream 16 utils, and third unit if I buy and eat it, I will get 10 utils. Okay, 3 ice creams. Total utility, how do I get? By adding. Okay, first ice cream by consuming 2 ice creams. So both 20 plus 16 is 36. By consuming 3 ice creams, so how much it can get? 46. 20 plus 16 plus 10. Now what about marginal utility? Marginal additional utility. So how much additional utility do we get by consuming second unit of ice cream? I get 16. How? You can see the columns they are same for util and marginal utility almost. If I get total utility, how will I calculate marginal utility if utils are not given to me for each unit of ice cream? Correct. So I will actually use the formula total utility of n minus total utility n minus 1 units. N unit is, you can put any number here. So there are three units given. If I put in the formula mu3 is equal to tu3 minus tu3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, so mu3 is equal to tu3 minus tu2. Where is tu3? 46. What is tu2? 36. What is mu3? tu3 minus tu2, that is 10. Simply I will just again make you see the formula. So we are always doing what? We are using the formula where we are subtracting the total utility of given commodity from the total utility, previous unit till previous unit that we have consumed. So this was the formula, additional utility derived from consuming each additional unit of a commodity, and we apply this table also. See, we have taken these together now, both the things, the formula and the table. So the formula mun tun minus 1, if we put the value of n is equal to 3, what the formula changes. Now what is tu3? You know tu3 is 46 and tu2 is 36. You get mu3 as 10. If you want to calculate n is equal to 2, that is mu2, then tu2 minus tu1, that is 36 minus 20. That will give us 16. Okay, see here, calculation is being done over in the table that I have made for you, and we have used the formula. We have applied the value of n every time, and we have calculated mu, that is marginal utility, if the total utility is given. Next thing, how do you get the marginal utility? By this given formula, that is change in total utility upon change in quantity. Same formula you can apply by taking a change in the total utility, and then the change in quantity is 1. Correct. If you see in the table, what is the change in total utility from first to second unit of ice cream that we are consuming? It is 16. The change is 36 minus 20. So we will divide it by 1. We will get the same answer by using this formula. Next is, let's see. So we have created a column here, marginal utility, and we are able to get the column change in tu. We have applied 36 minus 20, 16, and then 2 minus 1, we have put 1. So we get the same answer. Alright, we get the same answer by using the formula that is given here. So it is a 10, okay, not 1. Don't take it 1. 10 upon 1 is 10. So further, that is given tu is equal to summation of mu. We get total utility by adding the marginal utilities. See, if you have noticed, we have now put the value of mu1 also in the table. So mu1 will be the same value, tu1 minus tu0. tu0 is 0, so mu1 is equal to actually tu1, that is 20. So at the top of the table, tu is equal to summation of mu. So what is the summation of mu? We will add all the values of marginal utility, that is 20 plus 16 plus 10, we get 46, and we know that the total utility is actually for all the commodities together, all the units of the given commodity together is 46 only. So thus we are able to understand the concept of total utility and marginal utility. Okay, thank you class.